Oh,
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you
Oh,
doing today?
just fine. Yourself?
Doing okay. Trying to get the puppy a snack.
Oh, yeah. Satisfied with one. That's good.
Well, it ain't one a day.
What are
He-
they? Little meat bits or?
that's a rice rawhide bone thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't have any rawhide in it. It's all rice, and half of it is chicken flavored, and she really likes that part. But
Okay.
she's got this, we call it a perch here, with steps and everything, and those
Oh,
drawers under there.
yeah.
She opens those up and pulls out a bag and says, "Give me one."
Oh, okay.
She's very subtle, as dogs tend to be.
Yeah. Cats just make a practice of ignoring you.
Hmm. Until they hear a can opener.
Well, that's true.
Hmm. I don't know what started that. Pardon, I'll be right back.
So you're in the home office today.
Yeah, um, I think I got a little food poisoning. I left work early.
Really? This in
Hmm.
a restaurant or something else?
We went to a Waffle House in Kentucky. That might have been a mistake.
Oh, okay. Well, looks like Mike's coming on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the video working. There we go.
There
Oh,
you go.
there we go. Yeah.
Well, you're not by yourself. Over the weekend, I had a touch of food poisoning myself. And it
Did you eat
was,
at Waffle House?
no, I did not. I don't think we shared anything in common other than I didn't like it.
You didn't like the food poisoning or you didn't like whatever they served?
I didn't like the food poisoning. Last time I had food poisoning was in 1971 in Abilene, Kansas.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
that's pretty specific.
Well, I could tell you where I got it from and what the culprit was. And I can also tell you the little bitty house that we were renting when I was in the Army there had a toilet that was close to the bathtub. And so it was doing dual duty.
Mm.
Yeah,
Uh,
food poisoning is pretty uncomfortable. I had it about the same time, sometime in the early 70s, and I know exactly where I got it from. I was trying to lose some weight, so I had put some snack stuff in a drawer in my desk, and the snack stuff apparently should have been refrigerated, and it wasn't, and boy, one day about I don't know, middle of the afternoon or so, things got really bad, and I went to my boss and said, I'm going to go home so I don't barf in my office. And I was out for 2 weeks, but well, the first doctor I went to was uh, it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Probably a duck. And the second one I went to spotted it right away and said, "You got food poisoning. We give you
Okay,
a little antibiotic, and bam, you'll be fixed up." And he was right.
I will reclaim the host.
There are many people in the meeting.
There are many people in the meeting.
Oh,
Steve started the meeting early, I guess,
um,
or I was late.
so where are you, Leroy?
At the library.
I thought this was supposed to be a virtual meeting.
No,
In person.
Okay.
I mean, I could. They let us in.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
November 14th should have always been in person. Today is the 14th.
First two Thursdays.
Yeah.
14th.
Next week was the week that I was going to be out of town with the
Uh-huh.
kids, and that was the week that it's virtual, and Steve was going to take over. That week.
Okay.
So
I just got my Thursdays mixed up.
it's all right. You're allowed to get your Thursdays mixed up.
Well, while I'm in California, it's always virtuals for me. So,
Well, it's gonna be hard to go to dinner from California.
say again, what did he say?
It's gonna be hard to go to dinner from California.
No.
You know,
A friend of mine from a long time ago was taking his mother to see the doctor, and the doctor would be asking her, "Do you know what day it is? Do you know who the president is? Do you know?" And my friend interrupted and said, "No, no, no, no. My mother's an elderly lady. You need to ask her, what time does Matlock come on?"
when is Murder She Wrote? What day is Murder She Wrote?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like anybody could answer who's the president now anyway.
Who is the president?
Well, you got a president and a president-elect.
Yeah. So I'll wait a few minutes, but you weren't here last week. I had bought a large language model processor for my M5 stack. It's just a little module that plugs into it. And I'll wait to see if Vicente shows up. It works. It's interesting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. It doesn't answer the questions the way I thought it was going to.
It doesn't.
What's the weather going to be like? Kangaroo?
Yes. I asked it something. I don't remember what it was, but it completely made an answer up. Just totally. And it's also out of date. I finally figured out. I asked it who the current president was, and it said Donald Trump.
The first time.
It said Donald Trump is the 45th president, and he was elected, blah, blah, blah. And he was going to be president until 2021. And I'm like, okay, well, that's.
Yeah. I say most of the models, like the
It's-
closed off models are
It's
stopped in like 2018 or 2020, something like that.
it's slightly out of date. It's so
There's only one or two open source live models that I know of. OpenAI or something like that, or it's the one they turned into Gemini or whatever, and that one, and when they turned it to Gemini, they
outsourced it.
yeah, well, it went from being good to total trash.
This one is made by Alibaba Cloud.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Chinese model.
It's a Chinese model, yeah.
I think they're all made by Chinese. It's just a question of whether they label them that way or not.
It's it comes up with some interesting answers. It kind of reminds me of the early version of ChatGPT. I asked it to turn a light on, and it told me the light was already on.
You asked it if there was 5 lights.
No, I didn't think about it.
Or was it,
The light is already on. No, it's not.
or was there 4?
There are 4 lights.
Well, I have a general question. I found out for the trash a 27-gallon air compressor. And does anyone need a 27-gallon air compressor that has some issues?
What are the issues?
Whoever had it, I think they tipped it over and dragged it around the neighborhood behind a truck. They snapped off the pressure relief valve. They broke off the oil fill cap, and the low pressure setting for your line pressure was broken also. But I have several regulators that I can rebuild it with, but I already have an air compressor and I don't really need that. If anybody else needs this, they're welcome to it and the parts to repair it.
I can't imagine why I would need that, nor where I would put that.
Yeah, well, that is a problem.
Besides, I know several people that have air compressors that if I really need an air compressor, I can just get an air compressor.
I figured I'd ask because at the rate I'm going on repairing stuff, this will rust into oblivion before I get it fixed. But if somebody has a need for it, I'd rather see it repaired than sit around until it becomes truly junk.
How big a tank is it, Mike?
27-gallon. It's an upright, I believe it is 150 PSI, has 2 large rubber pneumatic wheels on the bottom. This is the model number if you wish to look it up.
Okay.
It's a Job Smart 2011 model. sold, it had been sold at Tractor Supply at that time.
So is this a diaphragm pump or a piston pump?
It's piston with an oil base. So you wouldn't want to use it for breathing quality air or anything like that, but it appears to be a pretty nice compressor.
Okay.
Problem, Art, you're in California.
Pardon?
The problem is you're in California. How would you get the compressor?
Well, I can't think of anything that I would use a compressor for at this point anyway. I'm semi-retired from those kinds of projects, so years ago, and when I was living in New Jersey, I painted my house with um, using an air compressor. This was but it was a long time ago.
The only person that I could think of that might be able to use it, and it would be a might, would be Ray. I mean,
Oh, he's got a big ass compressor down there already at his shop.
I know he does. He he's got all kinds of tools down there. So
I don't think Ray needs any more work projects.
Ray has plenty. Yeah, but like I said, he's the only one that I can think of that might. With the keyword being might. That sounds like a project, and that sounds like you need room to at least work on it.
So you found this in your neighbor's trash, or where'd you find it, Mike?
My wife volunteers with hospice, and last week, hospice had an appreciation dinner for veterans. And as we were returning home from that, I took an unusual route coming home, and it was sitting right there at the curb. And it was too damn heavy for me to pick up and put in the truck. So I ended up disassembling it so I could take the parts individually and put them in the truck and bring it home. And then once I got it home, I got a chance to get it out of the truck, roll it in, and start examining what was the problem with it. So it was a couple of miles away from home, not right directly in my neighborhood, but here in Middletown.
Motor and stuff still work?
I activated the motor, the regulator, and the shutoff mechanism was broken. So all I could do was test to see whether the motor and compressor worked. And it fired up, but I really don't know whether it would come up to full pressure or not. It looks repairable. I had taken regulators and controllers off of several air compressors, and I had those sitting in the drawer, and none of them were a direct match with the hardware on this, but they're adaptable. I just don't know that I want to spend the time to do it. I will eventually if I don't have anything else going on, but yeah. if somebody else has got one or needs one, this is the deal for them.
Yeah. I don't know. What's going on with Mr. Steve, though?
Nothing. I'm
No.
not feeling good today. I think I got a little bit of food poisoning. Marla and I went to Waffle House down in Kentucky, and I've been burping up egg taste ever since. And
That'll teach you.
no, normally I love Waffle House.
That was your first mistake, going to Waffle House.
Nah. When I was in school in Tucson, there was a Waffle House down the street that had an all-you-could-eat menu, had everything on it except the steaks, and they had chili also. It was really good. And I'd go in there at like noon and just eat until 2, 3 o'clock. And that was all I'd eat for 2 days or something. Go back again. It was cheap. It was under $7.
Wow.
It's been a
When,
while.
when you could eat for $7. All you
Yeah,
could eat for $7. I don't
can't
remember
even
those days.
can't even get out of McDonald's for $7 these days.
Also, though, that's when you had the metabolism that you could eat for 3 hours
Hmm.
and not explode.
I got I got most of my my microcontrollers I ordered from China in. I didn't bring any of them because there's nothing special about any of them, except they were cheap enough. And one of the M5 stack uh, controllers was DOA, and then I had to send it back. I've never actually ever had to send anything back from AliExpress. They usually just say, yeah, it's not working, here's some money. So that was the first for me. But almost as soon as the item was scanned, I got a refund in the account. So almost as soon as the UPS label was scanned, the USPS label was scanned, I got the refund. I'm like, oh, okay. So
I returned one thing to AliExpress. I got some laser printable wire labels, and they folded the sheets in thirds and stuck them in an envelope. So when you unfold them, half the stickers peel off.
yeah.
So there's no way you're putting that through a laser printer. So I complained, and they wanted me to send back $7 worth of paper wire labels. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, most of the time when I have a problem, I just say there's a problem or take some pictures, show a little video of the problem, and that's it. This time
Yeah.
they send it back. I'm like, okay. You can have your broken $10 item. That was a new experience for me. I was actually shocked that as soon as I could have stuck anything in the bag, really, in the return label. They as soon as I went to the post office and it was scanned, like about an hour later, it showed up. And the refund's been processed. So
You may recall that several years ago, I ordered 10 sets of full extension, 100-pound capacity drawer glides, 12-inch. And instead of 10 of them showing up at the house, one pair showed up. And so I contacted, I think it was Amazon. I don't really recall exactly who it was. And they put me in touch with the seller, and they wanted it back. They wanted me to ship the one set of drawer glides back, but the address that they wanted me to send it to was someplace in Eastern Europe. It's like, you got to be crazy. I am not sending a pair of drawer glides to Eastern Europe. And so the people, I think it was at Amazon, realized that this was craziness and just said, keep the one drawer set of drawer glides and buy another package someplace else. So I did.
Well,
So did you get a refund?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, they weren't shipped to the United States, Middletown, Ohio, from some Eastern European country. They still had the original packaging on them, and they were manufactured in China. So I think that was a middle manager, middle person who simply wanted to make it more difficult to get have to dish out a refund.
yeah. AliExpress, it was free to return it, so I didn't care. I mean, they gave me a shipping label. That was it. So, but I did find out something else interesting. If you have a problem with an order and you have more than one thing in the order, you better make sure that you don't have problems with the other stuff, because you get one free shipping label. One free return. You don't get so the rest of the order was fine. It was just that one little thing that didn't work. Wake up, Aaron. You got work to do.
Yeah, I'm working on
Barry's working hard over here.
it. Fall asleep, get my nap in while I can.
So, all right, let's try playing with this thing before we run out of time. Let's see.
You're a little bitty picture in the corner of a screen.
Oh, I am a little bitty picture in the corner of the screen. What am I going to do about that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You could describe the object you're holding up.
Or I could grab the other camera,
Oh,
Okay.
and it's not readable. So it's setting up the language model right now. So it's saying begin voice assistant ready. So now it's ready for us to talk to it. So the wake up word is hello. I don't know, did you hear it?
Sorry, I can't allow that.
But I'm not sure what you're asking.
It's not real loud.
Clarify your question.
Sorry, Dave. That's not good.
What it does, after you say the wake up word, it prints out in green what it thinks you actually said. And then in yellow is the response. Hi.
Hello, how can I assist you?
did it just say, I'm sorry, Dave?
No, that was
Somebody else in the room.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that.
Or clarify your question.
But we got the, we got the, we got it in a loop a little bit because I said part of the wake up word, and then the voice response came back and said the wake up word and how can I help you today? So it heard the wake up word again, picked up part of how can I help you, and went into a little bit of a loop. So it's not, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you're asking. Could you please provide more context? So we can ask it. Can you actually hear it when, if I hold it next to the speaker? Hello.
Hi.
Did you hear it?
Yeah,
I think I did.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question.
I heard that.
absolutely.
Could you please provide more context or clarify your question?
Hello.
Hi.
Who was the first president of the United States?
The first president of the United States was George Washington.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Tell me more about George Washington. It's taking a while to think.
George Washington, 1732-1799, was an American general, politician, and the first president of the United States. Here are some key points about him. 1. Early life. Washington was born on April 161732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia, to a wealthy family. He was the second of 4 children.
Oh, that's a new fact. They didn't tell me before. I wonder if that's true.
Washington served as a private in the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. He rose through the ranks to become a major general.
Hello. What is your name?
I am Twin. A large language model created by Alibaba Cloud.
Do we have anything else we want to ask our large language model? Now, that is, there's no internet. It's all contained in this little module that's attached to the ESP32. And it's running, I don't know what it's running. It's got to be some sort of little Linux box, but it's got text to speech, obviously. It's got the ASR, the voice assistant, which is the demo that's running on it right now, and another demo where it will just listen for words and print out what you say. So it could be used for multiple things, not just for a large language model. But what I have actually noticed more than anything else is it doesn't look like it completes its answer. Like it said there was a bunch of facts, but it stopped at him being a general. a major general. It seems like there should be more to that sentence. Barry's never gonna make it.
Well, so what else would you expect after that?
I don't know. It just seems like there should be more.
Oh, like his girlfriend's name or how he died or whatever?
I'd
Well,
expect something about how he died.
yeah, because it said there were multiple points and it only gave us 2 facts. So I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that maybe there's a memory limitation somewhere. Because I am using the old core, not one of the newer models that has more memory. Because basically what this has to do is it has to send this whole entire sentence to the core, and then the core sends it back down to the text to speech, and the text to speech spits it out. It's a weird way to do it, but I guess that way you can intercept it and look for like keywords like to turn on the light or something, and then have the microcontroller actually turn on the light. So, and I think that's what the smaller model is for where it can just listen for keywords. I think, because it sends it back up to the microcontroller first, you can look for certain keywords like light or TV or robot or whatever, and have the microcontroller actually do something instead of the large language model. At least that's kind of what I'm gathering from it. The instructions for it are pretty good. They give you, they tell you how to put a different model on it. So if you don't like the model that it ships with, you can. That's still not really readable.
So the USB connection, does that just provide power?
Power.
That's it?
Now there is an example. Instead of talking to it, you can type your thing, which you'd have to plug the USB into your computer and start a serial terminal up, and I would have to load a different program onto it. But even that doesn't give you the full thing. You can tell that it just kind of stops partially through its thought. I don't know how to prove that. I don't know how to prove that it's just stopping. And it's given me some, like today, it gave me a slightly different fact about George Washington than I had heard it give before. So it's definitely making it up as it goes along. It's not something that's just programmed into it.
So this is a politician model, right?
Oh, no, I can ask it anything I want. It doesn't always understand what you're saying. So you'll get weird responses sometimes, like, has anybody heard of a baseball player named Donald Trump? Tromp?
No, sorry.
I don't recall him.
Okay, so that's what I thought. This thing completely made up an entire story about Donald Trump. And it's,
A baseball player?
he's a baseball player, and it's very consistent about it because I unplugged it and restarted it and asked again, and it told me a few things that it didn't tell me before, but apparently he was a baseball player in the 90s and he's in the Hall of Fame. And
Oh, so this guy's real.
I don't know. I can't find him
Well,
anywhere.
let's find out.
I
Yeah.
How were you
is
spelling
he
it?
real? Is he a real person, Steve?
Yep. Played with the Braves, number
Okay.
45.
See,
No, that's Chadwick Trump. Hmm.
well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's still hallucinating. It's making stuff up somewhere. It heard the name Trump, and that was the closest to get, I guess. But it is definitely an interesting thing, and I had it on, turned on just sitting next to the police scanner, and it's some of the random stuff that gets said on the police scanner triggered it. So that's always fun.
Ask it about Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Hello. Who is Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I think that's right.
Oh, it's a long paragraph of stuff.
Shoeless Joe Jackson is a fictional character from the Marvel Comics universe.
There you go. That's not right.
I don't know if that's true about Marvel Comics, but he was a real guy, and they were I forget what team it was that threw what was it, 1919, 1920?
I don't think it heard me right.
Well, I was looking up something that it responded to regarding George Washington, where it said he started out in the War of Independence. And it says here that he was first served as a major in the Virginia militia. That would be consistent with my recollection that he was always an officer.
Yeah. At one point, I wish I would have recorded it because it was so funny. It said that Private George Washington became the first president of the United States, completely missing the fact that he crossed the Delaware and fought for independence and all that stuff. And I'm like, that's just not right. But I'm not expecting, I mean, you can't expect, a $50 large language model processor that's only got 32 gigs of RAM
Yeah.
to get everything right. It's fun. It's fun to see just what it will say and what we know is true and what it makes up. And
I'm reminded of the old Woody Allen movie where he wakes up at some point in the future time and people are asking him to go back and fill in the parts of history that have been forgotten. And he's showing a picture of Richard Nixon. And they say, well, we don't have any information about this person. So Woody Allen just starts making things up.
seems about right.
I'm thinking the hardware there doesn't know anything, but it feels free to make something up.
Yeah.
Wow. like I said, it's a neat little device. And if it had a better, I think, I had discovered that it was last updated on somewhere probably in 2020, maybe 2021. So it's even out of date. You can see,
Make your own model.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. There's 4 gigs of memory and 32 gig eMMC. And it basically talks over serial to the core.
Uh-huh.
It's got a little microphone, obviously. It's got a RGB, which so far I haven't figured out how to change the color. It just shows up as green.
Now, does it have any battery in it, any energy storage in it?
No,
So it has to be connected to the USB line in order to run.
or a battery, yeah.
Yeah, but point is that it doesn't have its own internal power supply.
No. So the core, the battery in my core went bad, so I took it out. But the core used to have a battery. So in theory, that should have been able to power everything that's attached to it. But the battery went bad a long time ago in this one because they used cheap, crappy batteries. And I just never replaced it because it never was something that needed to be replaced.
So you would you be that?
Yeah.
Would take like a coin,
Do I?
like a coin module.
No, it was an actual light bulb,
Oh, really?
like
Okay.
a really crappy, tiny cell phone battery. Like back in the day when cell phone batteries were about yay big and would last about an hour. So
Oh,
there's Vicente.
yeah.
Hi.
Everybody's playing hooky.
Everybody's playing hooky. Me and Barry made it down here. What's up?
I couldn't make it. I was in Milford. What's that? M5.
M5. That's that large language.
Okay. You did anything with it? Not yet?
You're gonna have to watch the video. We've been talking to it.
Okay. I check later.
It made some stuff up and it got some stuff right. So it's
So
kind
does it speak any language besides English?
So if I am right, if I'm thinking about what this thing's actually doing right, it might have a Chinese model on it, but I don't know how to access any other language. That's where the documentation kind of.
Wish it was in English or just that it existed.
Yeah, I wish the documentation was a little bit better for this thing. M5 used to be really, really good about documenting their stuff. Really, really good about it. But here lately, here's a device. Go figure it out. We'll give you some information. You guys need to figure out the rest, which started when they had a quadcopter that apparently they couldn't figure out how to fly, so they just were selling these quadcopters cheap, hoping that people could figure it out and fix it.
I could see that.
And people figured it out and fixed it, and now they've got a pretty nice quadcopter because now they understand how it works because other people have fixed it. But yes, their documentation has not been great for probably the past year or so. But there's the inside, the backside of it. Is it AX 630 chip? This other chip must be memory, has to be the 4 gig RAM. It's a little tiny, teeny tiny little speaker. But I'm pretty sure that it has a dedicated text-to-speech chip on it. And you're just, when you want to just use the text-to-speech, you're just bypassing everything else and going directly to the text-to-speech.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
And
change the trigger word on it?
yes, but it still will say hi. I haven't found a way to change the response.
Hmm.
So the trigger word is hello. The response is hi. The response is in a male voice, which tells me there's got to be a way to change the voice, right? But the text to speech is always in female. It's always a female voice. And I have no idea why. So it's very confused to start with. It's a confused little controller. It doesn't know. That board is just breakout board for the IO for the ESP32. So it doesn't really do anything. But this is why they call it M5 stack, right? You get little modules and you can stack them. And in theory, you should be able to stack a bunch of stuff, but that doesn't always work. Stuff is not necessarily compatible with other stuff. I've got another Chinese speech synthesizer that talks over I2C or serial. And it sounds very, very, very much like the girl that's on this one. So I'm thinking they probably just use the same cheap synthesizer to do it. And if that's true, you just need to figure out the protocol to actually talk through over and around and directly access the PTS chip. And then I probably can make it do other stuff. Like they're supposed to be, if it's a speech synthesizer, I think it is, they're supposed to be like arcade sounds in it. Like you can make it sound like an old arcade machine. Which is kind of cool. That's all I know. I don't know anything else.
The whiteboard that is behind. Is from the library or is from somebody? The whiteboard,
The breadboard?
the whiteboard that is behind Barry.
I
Oh,
was there last week too.
yeah, it's the libraries.
So we can use it.
I don't see why not.
It's magnetic.
It says, welcome book club. So somebody's been using it.
Interesting.
Is this just a conventional whiteboard or is it an electronic whiteboard?
No, it's conventional. You know, I actually don't. Let's see. Yep, there's one dry erase marker.
It's magnetic.
It's two-sided. We could use both sides.
Just like toilet paper.
Oh, he left a there's a DC inverter in the drawer.
Will we be joining another group? Looks like they're coming from with something too.
Maybe it's a digitizer. You can connect it to the computer.
Did you leave a DC inverter in the drawer? Mike,
Maybe.
maybe.
Until I learn the consequences, I'm not owning up to anything.
Can't
Well-
prove anything.
Nobody looks in those drawers apparently.
Probably
We used to have some cables in there, I thought.
Yeah, the one drawer has HDMI cable and something else. And that's where the remote used to go. Here lately, the remote's just been sitting out on the big table, so. Who knows? Hey, I actually saw the light was actually red. Maybe I don't have direct control over the RGB. Maybe the little Linux box has control over it. Red means it's not booting up.
How much does this thing cost?
$50.
Okay.
$50 for a toy. It's my buddy. I'm gonna mount him onto my chest like this.
Been way more than that.
Well, if you count the core, yeah, it's closer to almost 100.
Oh, I was just saying, we can spend way more than that on a toy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hello. What day is it? You won't know the answer.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question.
Oh.
Could you please provide more context or clarify your question?
I wish I could.
Today is Friday. What day was yesterday?
Hello? 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 I think the battery's dying. I think something's dying. Hello? Oh, it just reset. Yeah.
Is it working now?
No, it reset. I unplugged it. Which is kind of weird because it looks like I've got a full charge on my thing. Maybe I don't have it.
And so the cable just kind of.
Maybe I don't have it back together. Should only be able to go together one way.
You might try what day of the week is it?
It'll tell us. It'll tell you that it can't answer that. But maybe we should do what Barry tell it what day it is and then ask what day it yesterday was.
So then the frame of reference of what today is probably.
Yeah, it says something, and if you ask at the time, because it doesn't have a real time clock or anything, it can't tell you that either.
Okay.
An offline
Yeah,
AI.
it's an offline AI. And it's very offline.
Only for a couple of years.
Can it handle complicated questions like what day is Orthodox Easter in 2025?
Let's find out. Hello,
No,
what day is Orthodox Easter in 2025? Oh, it's going to tell me what Orthodox Judaism is.
This is the day of the new year in the Jewish calendar.
I didn't hear that quite.
It just said that it's a day in the calendar.
Ah,
It didn't say what day.
Depending on a specific observant community and the traditions they follow for the most accurate and authentic information. It's best to consult the specific Orthodox Jewish publication or the official Orthodox Jewish website.
good
Hello.
understanding what the question was, though.
According to my calendar, it's April 20th.
But I'm not sure what you're asking.
Hello.
Provide context or clarify your question.
But it understood the concept that there was a difference between Orthodox and Roman Easter, which that kind of impressed me by itself.
It heard you, and it says there's a significant difference, and it's going.
There is a significant difference between Orthodox Christianity and other Christian denominations. Here are some key points to consider. 1.
It heard at least part of what you said.
Well, no, I'm just impressed that if it was programmed by somebody in China, that they would
Christian
understand that.
theology to describe the belief in
Well,
the infallibility
like
of the Bible
most
and
of
the
large
authority of
language
the
models,
Catholic
it's
Church.
right the
It is a
internet.
theological concept that emphasizes
Gathered
the belief
information
in the
from-
infallibility of the Bible and the authority of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, maybe a wiki
Differences
dump.
in practice. Orthodox Christianity emphasizes the importance of the Bible and the
Okay, let's try this. Hello. Today is Friday.
It is Friday today.
Hello.
Hi.
What was yesterday?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't have access to your personal information.
I don't have access to personal information or the ability to track events or dates. I can only provide information and assistance based on the data and information available to me. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Hello.
Hi.
Today is Friday. What was yesterday?
If today is Friday, then yesterday was Thursday.
Well, I knew that.
I so wish it had said Tuesday.
And ask for a burger today.
If you ask the question a little bit different, you'll get a completely different response.
99% of the trick with those.
Yep. Well, and that's what I found with when I was playing with ChatGPT. At least the original model was kind of like this. You ask it one way and it spits out, I don't have any flipping clue. You ask it a different way and it'll tell you all kinds of stuff. So
Try who murdered JR, or who shot JR, sorry.
got JR. Hello. Who shot JR?
I'm sorry. But I don't have enough information to determine who shot JR.
I don't think anybody did they?
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Who shot Mr. Burns?
Ooh. Yep.
Additional information or context about the incident, I'd be happy to try and help you with that.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Who shot Mr. Burns? I'm sorry, but I don't have enough information. So.
Maybe who shot Mr. Burns from The Simpsons or The Simpsons television show?
Oh, wait. It's
Mr. Burns is a character from the television show The Simpsons, not a person.
Did I just get scolded?
I'm sorry, but I don't have enough context to provide an accurate answer. Mr. Burns, in quotes, is a character from the TV show The Simpsons, not a person.
Not a real person.
Can you provide more information or context about who Mr. Burns is? So there's your answer, Steve. Mr. Burns is not a real person.
All I can think of is Bart calling the bar and asking for some absurd person.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good answer if you really get down to it.
Got fun with it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, I want to try to set this up so the controls a robot, not necessarily for the large language model. I thought it was kind of neat because it did the text to speech and the speech recognition. all on one module for fairly inexpensive amount of money. And the large language model was a bonus. And you didn't have to do a whole lot to get it all set up. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty much ready to go.
Definitely interesting for a little small model thing to carry around in your pocket.
Wear it on your thing. You know, it's, you know, those other AI things that seem like they're connected to the internet and they come up, I think they're connected to Chat GPT. This is the same thing, but not connected to the internet. I think this thing would freak out if I connected it to the internet. But yeah, it seems like it's getting a little weird with the power. The backlight keeps brightening and dimming, and it shouldn't be doing that. Seems like this cord's getting a little warm. I'm going to turn this off for a while. We're going to stop playing with this. I don't know what's going on with that. That's not normal.
What, figure it out?
Seemed like it was getting a little warm. It's not too bad.
You gotta power all that CPU for the answer the questions about the Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns isn't a real person. Who do you think you are? Demo code. I'll put a link in the chat
Okay.
for the demo code. I am running what we are playing around with is the one called Voice Assistant. The text assistant kind of does the same thing, only it doesn't talk. It just prints out its response. I think that's the one. And then the serial text assistant is the one that just prints a response to the console. Somebody just went. Hey, Mr. Vicente,
Yep.
you got anything new?
No,
No.
I'm doing lumber stuff. I'm making some bench for the basement and chopping trees that fell down. Still working on that. Nothing special. Buying tools. I bought this I bought this yesterday. It's a angle grinder. You see? From M5 Stack.
Oh, really?
This is to D stack stuff. You know, you can cut.
That's so you can make the stacks shorter.
Make the stack shorter.
Yeah, I'm thinking on carving stuff because I have a lot of wood to do it. So I'm buying tools for carving, to make wood balls, spoons, maybe some faces, or I don't know. I show you any progress on that in the
Okay,
future.
by Sente into all kinds of stuff.
I bought a carving knife, and in the first try, I broke the blade. Too fragile, you know, it's very sharp, but it's too fragile. So I try to do something and break the blade easily. But I'm learning. I'm also trying fountain pens that cost under $1, and they are disposable. It's really nice. See?
Oh, cool.
Nice.
No.
Blurry. There.
There.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
So they have a non-replaceable cartridge.
Yeah, no. You just throw it away. You pay $8 for 10. For 10. I tried different brands. This is not a fountain pen. But they are in the range of $1 to $1.50. $1.50. And they all perform very well.
Need to make a plotter with them.
But I like the ultra fine tip, you know. I like this one.
Make a plotter that can do your handwriting.
You see this?
Wow.
I like the last one, I think. Yeah. No, the first one, the Snow White, is the extra fine EF.
Okay.
EF somewhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
EF.
the top one.
And the other one are medium. No focus. What happened?
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
So I'm thinking on do some sketches.
Okay. Coffee grinder.
This is a 2 minutes sketch of a coffee grinder.
So
That's
this
it.
is my 57-year-old fountain pen with an accountant point on it.
Okay.
So the nib says A for accountant.
Okay. And this is nice. What I like the disposable is that they are always ready, and you just throw away, and they cost like a pencil, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Different,
amazing.
different
Let
concept.
me check the.
This is not a practical pen, but it is valuable to me.
I wish I knew what happened. My grandmother had a bunch of them. I wish I knew what happened to
You
them.
see?
Wow.
Fountain pens.
In back like razors. But they are cheaper than razors.
I find that if I use a regular ballpoint pen, I scribble. But the fountain pen forces me to slow down. And so my handwriting becomes more clear.
And take care of the angle and the speed and everything. I don't know, I like them.
I find my handwriting looks like scribble no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, after using a keyboard for 30 years, most people don't know how to print. So
Yeah, maybe.
Even more. My handwriting was so bad. In seventh grade, my science teacher gave me a typewriter.
well, you may recall that I had a stroke several years ago, and the major effect of it, as far as I can tell, is that my handwriting got smaller. If it would be possible to do that, because it was pretty damn small to begin with.
I like to do everything with sketches, you know. This is a bench I am making in the basement. I don't see the focus.
Every person that I know that draws something for me, it ends up looking like that. That's a universal engineering presentation.
Okay.
I'm amused that your dimensions are in inches.
Yeah, because I am buying lumber, you know, in Menards, and I need to figure out, and everything is inches, you know. The top is a plank of 4 by 8 feet, so 12 inches. Everything is in inches. All the hardware is in inches.
The lumber has not been metric.
Yeah, everything is inches. But then when you buy a 2 by 4, really is a 1.5 by 3.5. So I need to change all the drawings and adjust. But it's okay. I am buying from Amazon. Let me show you in my car. This share the screen.
Should be able to.
Okay, here, share. You see this kit has 8 pieces to assemble your bench, one bench easily. You can use the design to just to cut 2 by 4s. So I bought this kit. It comes with the screws and everything you need.
If you go back and look at that previous screen, it was interesting that their product dimensions are in decimal inches.
Here or where?
Back one more screen. There, stop. Product dimensions 10.2 times 6 by 5. So they're not doing fractional inches, they're doing decimal inches.
Oh,
I
here,
didn't see what you were talking about. Oh,
here. Right?
That is a weird combination.
Yeah. You need to use all your skills for conversion of everything to work with this thing. But it's okay. There is this other that this is for a very heavyweight.
That's a big boy bracket.
Yeah. I don't know why I here. Okay.
The one,
Yeah.
that's one part of math.
Those are really, really
Very
heavy
easy.
and thick, you know?
It never works out right.
41 pounds. Good
Yeah.
grief.
It's really, really strong.
So that's the lumber as well as the brackets?
No,
No,
the brackets are
just the
41
bracket, just the
pounds.
brackets.
So they don't sell you the wood.
No. Well,
Sorry, in the line.
the wood is your problem.
The previous one you were looking at with the Simpson strong ties, my middle kid built a couple of benches out of those.
Yeah.
He's real happy with them.
Yeah. I bought the Simpsons once. This is more things.
Maybe we should, she's on a cane, maybe we should just.
I went to Menards to buy this one, these brackets. But when I take the box, it was very light. So I opened the box and those brackets are plastic, but they look like metal, you know?
Yeah.
But this is
Really?
plastic.
Diamond plate.
It's plastic, and then I check it, and they specify that the maximum weight is 1,000 pounds compared with the metal ones that are 2,000. Look, I didn't realize that was plastic, you see?
I'm thinking that if you put 1,000 pounds on that, that would be the pressure at which they plasticize and flow
I don't know.
like water.
Everything must resist 1,000 pounds. The top, the 2x4s, everything, and depend on your design also. I don't know.
There was a mix-up somewhere. Hey, apparently there was a mix-up somewhere. The other group's here, so
What?
Oopsies.
Oh,
yeah. Somehow I got mixed up. It's probably me. So
Oh my God.
we're gonna shut down. Steve's got the meeting next week. It's virtual. And I will see everybody in about 3 weeks, because the next
In person.
following would be Thanksgiving.
Okay.
All right. See you everybody later.
Bye, everybody.
take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Have